Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Growth Launchpad podcast, where we present to you some heart to heart conversations with influencers and thought leaders who shared their journey with us. This is RK, the founder of Web Namaste and your host. In today's episode, we have someone really, really special to me whom I have admired for a very long time. I discovered him through his Laptop Empires initiative that offered a huge curation of premium swipe files, resources, and some examples of best performing campaigns. It had everything like graphics and client acquisition playbooks, etc. Now he works with his partner, Alex Shlinsky, at prospectingondemand.com. So I present to you Brian Downard from prospectingondemand.com. Let's hear from Brian on how to avoid falling into the freelancer trap and what to do instead. It's all yours. Brian, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. That was a very generous introduction. I appreciate that very much. And again, I've been an admirer of yours for a long time as well. It's funny, this morning I was just posting about how if you're not willing to invest time and money into yourself, then why should you expect your clients to? And what I admire so much about you is even though we're a world apart, literally, you're willing to go seek out mentorship, go invest in yourself, spend that time, spend that money, learn from the people who you want to model your business in the form of. And obviously the results have spoken for themselves because you've done really well and I've been really proud of your journey. So mutual admiration club here. But yeah, I'm very excited to be here because we are talking about getting out of the freelancers trap. You want me just to dive right in and do my thing? Because I could go for a while. So I just wanted
I know. That's why we all are here for, Brian, to listen from the horse's mouth of how you were able to transform your business, your agency, and your journey, the personal journey. So
love it, man. So stop me at any time if you got any questions. I'm more than happy to go into it. But yeah, I don't really want to talk too much about myself. What the listeners and the people here watching want to see and hear are how this matters to them and how they can grow their business. But I will share my personal story to this very briefly and why I think it's important. You can probably relate to this. When I first got into marketing, we were actually making iPhone apps. And I thought that I needed to do everything. I thought I needed to go find the clients. I needed to sell the clients, pitch the clients. I had no idea how to sell. I was like pitching like I was so desperate to sell anything. Then I thought when I got a client, wow, now I have to do all the work. I have to do all the communication. I have to make sure it's perfect. What really happened is I created a cage for myself. I created this trap we call the freelancers trap where now I'm stuck doing everything and I can't really scale my business because I'm working in the business, not on it, and I'm doing all of the things. So what would happen was we'd get a client, we'd start the project, maybe we would make $6,000, $10,000 for a project, but it would take us a team of 2, 3 months-ish to develop, and it would be done. The money had dried up, and because that's all we spent those 3 months on, we had no opportunities. We had no new leads. We had no new clients, and the money dried up. So it was a very difficult lesson to learn that if you really want to be able to grow your business, you actually need to do less. It's pretty counterintuitive because I think there's this big culture around hustle, hustle, hustle. And I'm not going to lie to you, there's a lot of hard work involved in growing a business, but when you start to do less things in your business and you focus in on your area of genius and then build a support team around you, that's where the magic starts to happen because you can really start to remove things from your plate. So what I want to do, I'm going to just actually, this is fun. Like, I don't want to just talk about, just talk. I want to give actionable information and advice. So I'm not going to share my screen just yet. I could if we want to later, but this is going to be a podcast, so I won't do that actually. But I do want to pull this one thing up because I want to make sure I say it right. We have in our program something we call a weekly delegation. And essentially what it is you as a business owner identifying at the end of every week, what took my energy, what non-CEO activities did I do, what can be delegated, what systems do I need, and what can I stop doing? And then by
Mhm.
starting to, this is actually, take that, run with it, please. This is how we help our clients scale. Everyone listening, watching, use those 5 questions and ask yourself that at the end of the week. Again, what took my energy? What non-CEO activities? What can be delegated? What systems do I need? What can I stop doing? And you'll start to identify these areas in your business where you're spending too much time, where you could hire help so you can then focus on opportunity creation, generating revenue, hiring, and scaling the business. So I think of the big overarching lesson here is stop doing all the things in your business. Find a team to support you.
Right.
I would love your, and I can talk about, some of these systems later and the things we're going to need. But I would love your take on this and how you were in a freelancer's trap possibly and how you got out of that. I'd love your take.
Absolutely. So I actually started doing freelancing and doing a day job at the same time. So the entire daytime I was working as an SEO analyst in a
Yeah.
company in Bangalore, and the entire night I was working with my clients in Canada. So so it was
For
such
hustling,
a
man.
yeah. So I hardly slept, but I felt like I was doing something really meaningful. And it's so interesting that I started my business, like my freelancing, and like I quit my job and started my own agency during the recession, 2008 recession. You
Damn.
know,
That's crazy. Well, everyone was going down and
and
you were going
from
up.
that recession to now, another yes, absolutely. So that was the best time for me to start because people were investing a lot of money online from traditional marketing because they can get measurable results. So that is when I started doing an SEO, and like you said, uh, before, I like this analogy of a lemonade stand. You know, for running
Oh,
a business of a lemonade stand, you just need sugar, some lemon, and some ice cold water. That's it. And
and someone to
every
help you do
morning,
it.
you just have to think about how to get new customers. That's it. There is nothing else to figure out. You don't have to figure out, like what flavor can I add tomorrow, or if
Mm.
should I bring new ice creams to the store, or should I
So this
start
is
serving pineapple juice?
I'm really glad you brought this up. This is really, really important. Thank you. I love that analogy. What I see another big part of the freelancer's trap is taking on random clients that don't
Mhm.
align with, like what you said, a system. If you can niche down, pick an industry to serve, I'm just going to say chiropractors. If you're new, don't go work with chiropractors, please. It's
Yeah.
just an example. But having a repeatable process to, once they sign up with you, get them this, and they're going to get the result, and it's repeatable. Versus if you sign a chiropractor, and then a dentist, and then a
Mhm.
restaurant, and then a hair salon, and one needs Facebook ads, and one needs social media, and one needs SEO, and one doesn't know what the hell they're
Right.
doing. And then you're like, oh my God, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and you lose your
Right.
mind. You need to have that lemonade stand. It needs to be a repeatable process. So that's another way to really escape the freelancer's trap is pick an audience you want to serve, go deep, integrate yourself into that community, and figure out how you can really serve them. I think another interesting part of the freelancer's trap is a lot of freelancers tend to only offer a part of the solution. Hey,
Mhm.
I'll build you a website, or hey, I can do copywriting, or hey, I can do design work. But that's only a piece of the solution. And when your client doesn't get the whole solution, they're going to, one, be a little upset and probably not want to work with you again. And if you're on a retainer being paid monthly, once they start to realize they're not getting the whole thing that they need or want, you're going to be fired. They're going to move on to someone who can provide them that
Right.
whole solution. And again, at the freelancer level, you're really competing on price. Like you go onto these websites where people, like the job boards, free up, not free up, but
Upwork.
any site like that, and then you're competing on price instead of value, where you should be competing on value. How much value can you bring to your clients? And it will allow you to charge a premium, and now you can deliver a premium service. If you're trying to deliver a premium service and a complete solution, for a couple bucks an hour, it's not going to be successful long term. So really start to look at the industry and niche you want to serve and ask yourself, how can I create a complete solution for this person? I'm going to give you a really specific example. A lot of agencies out there, they do lead generation, right? Like, hey, we'll do pay-per-click ads or Facebook ads, and we will get you leads. It's great.
Mhm.
A lot of businesses, they get leads and they don't close. And you know what happens when you do your job great, you got those leads, but your clients didn't close them, it doesn't matter. You're going to be fired. So you need to focus on how you can provide the whole solution. How can you convert leads? How can you automatically nurture them through texts and emails? How can you have a system that actually gets them from a lead on the internet to a phone call with your client? I'm going to give you a quick example. This is a powerful technique. We have clients that have people on their team who call their clients' leads on their behalf. So they're sitting in front of the thing as leads are coming in. My agency would call my clients' leads, say, hey, thanks so much for checking out Jan's realtor business. I saw you were interested in buying a home. Let me connect you with Jan. And you are providing this invaluable service, and now you're converting. Now you're not just a lead agency, you're a conversion agency, and you're providing the whole solution. This makes you invaluable. So when something crazy like a global pandemic happens and the world just goes into a spiral, you're now invaluable. You're not just nice to have. If you're just nice to have, they're going to fire you when shit gets bad or when they realize you can't provide the whole solution. So really start to think about who you can serve the best, how you can provide the whole solution, and how you can develop a repeatable system around that solution.
Absolutely. This is some great insights. Thank you so much. So if you have to drill down, the entire thing into just 3 easy steps, what would you choose?
Sure. So I will say that they're simple steps, but they're not easy steps, right?
Okay.
It's simple in concept, but I think before I share them with you, one of the most important things I can express to every entrepreneur out there or you want to be an entrepreneur, or you are an entrepreneur and you're trying to grow that business right now, you need to not worry about having this. First of all, don't ever look for the easy answer, and don't expect it to be perfect the first time. Never, ever will it be perfect the first time. There are very few one-hit wonder companies out there, and those people, I don't want to say got lucky, but most people will never be an overnight success. You need to earn it. You need to put in the time, the effort, you need to optimize, you need to measure. Elite athletes, the top athletes, football, NBA, cricket for you over there, they train daily. They know their numbers and they track how much calories they're intaking, how much calories they're burning, all these things so they can be at peak performance and be a top performing athlete. If you want to be a top performing business, you want to make real money and grow a real business, you need to know your numbers. You need to be okay with imperfect and know every day you're going to get better. You're going to measure, you're going to optimize, you're going to get better. So I want to say that on the front end before I share these, because I would say that they're simple to understand, these 3 concepts, but in execution they're difficult because a lot of people give up too soon. They give up right before they get to the top, and they're finally going to get some momentum because they just aren't willing to stick with the journey. So let's break it down. 3 things. Very simple. It's only 3 words too. Prospecting, sales, fulfillment. These are the 3 core tenets of any agency, pretty much any business really. And the idea is 1, prospecting. You need a mechanism to attract leads and clients. Sales, you need a way to actually convert them. What is your offer? What is your pricing? And 3, you need a way to actually fulfill that. How are you going to get results? How are you going to keep clients? How are you going to retain them, make them happy, and actually grow the business? Because frankly, if you are every month getting a couple clients, losing a couple clients, losing, you're going to be stuck. You need to retain clients. That's how you scale, because $2,000 recurring, 4, 10, 20, 50, and now people are paying you, you're invaluable, and you have that income. So those are really the 3 core tenets of any business: prospecting, sales, fulfillment. And if you can lock those things in, you'll be very successful. So let me give you guys another really tangible tip right now that you can go run with right now. This is exactly one of the first things we do when people join our program, how we help them get out of the freelancers trap, is find a white label agency who you can pay to do the work for your clients. So for example, if I have a dentist paying me $2,000 a month, I have a team elsewhere in the world that I can pay $500 a month, and they'll handle it for me. Now I'm pocketing $1,500, and the work is being done. That is hours and hours a week that I no longer have to do, and I can go back and focus on the business. Get another client, $2,000 a month. 500 to them, 1,500 more for me, and you can keep growing. Now you're not stuck doing all the damn work. And if you're like, but Brian, I'm the best Facebook advertiser in the world, no one can do it better than me, or whatever the skill is, shut up. That's not true. You can hire someone. That's a bad mentality to have. First of all, you need to believe and know that there are people just as good, or if not better than you, that you should hire to help you be better. With that said, if you're already really good at Facebook ads, you're like, why would I hire someone for $500 a month? I can do this. You need to create what we call an SOP, a standard operating procedure, which is just a document and some videos, a documentation of how you do a process. And there could be SOPs for anything, your sales, your prospecting, your fulfillment. But now if you're a ninja at Facebook ads or SEO or whatever, you have a document, an internal document for your business that now I can go hire someone $10, $20, $30 an hour who can execute this standard operating procedure on my behalf. So that is right there also another critical element, is those standard operating procedures that once you have them in your business, sky's the limit. I'm actually going to show, can I share my screen here? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I wasn't planning on sharing this, but now that I bring it up, I think it's really important.
Absolutely.
You guys are going to love this.
Actually, I really love that you are condensing like years of your learning into a 30-minute episode.
Please, guys, listen to these words. Do not learn the hard way. I spent years and years figuring this shit out the hard way. Go find mentorship, whether it's free for now, and then you make a little money and then reinvest back into mentorship. It's critical. My business took off when I started investing in mentorship. Here it is right here. All right, quick screen share. So we call this our infinitely scalable agency roadmap. Mm-hmm. This is actually from a worksheet we did at our own event. And we have these channels along the side. So I talked about prospecting. So prospecting is really this area, prospecting and qualifying. Sales is your sales and offering. And then your fulfillment is onboarding, client success, and your value ladder. So these elements. I was talking about SOPs. You need an SOP and a process for each one of these things. Like your leads might come from Facebook or Facebook ads. Like these are just 3 examples. LinkedIn's a fantastic process. But having an SOP for a prospecting channel, then what's your process for qualifying? What is your sales process? Where are your offers documented? What are the costs? What are they entailed? What are the benefits? What is included? What is the expectation for clients when you onboard them? How are you onboarding? What are the emails, the videos, the expectations you're setting? How are you ensuring they're getting results? So all of these pieces, you essentially need a standard operating procedure around. But again, you might look at that and feel like, oh my God, that's so overwhelming. I don't have these things, blah, 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 blah. Shut up. Who cares? You can work towards it. You're not supposed to have this overnight. And even when you do have those elements, again, like an athlete, you measure, you optimize, you get better. You have to acknowledge this is an infinite game. We call business an infinite game, at least in our coaching program. Because when you get to that goal you set for yourself, you're just going to set another one. You're just going to keep going and going. And then you might have a setback or two. Then you're going to have to get that back maybe. It's a game. You have to keep going. And if you're not willing to play that game and ride the roller coaster, you're not going to be cut out to be an entrepreneur. So you have to start with imperfect action, get shit done. And this is how you get out of the freelancer's trap.
I just did a post today on, success is always messy. And, it's like a tip of the iceberg that people see success, but they don't know what lies beneath it. So success is not easy. It's always messy. So with that said, I think, we can get to the most important segment of our show, which is the heart-to-heart conversation. Awesome. I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and each of the questions are something which the entrepreneurs in general, they are always struggling to figure it out and would like to hear from you on how you would handle it or how you already tackled it.
Let's do it.
Here's the first one. Where can I find my ideal clients online?
Love it. So this is going to greatly depend on who your ideal clients are. Now, a lot of people, I'd say 80-ish% of industries are on LinkedIn, but frankly, there are some industries like, I'm just gonna use like the makeup, for example, like hair salons and stuff. They're not on there. they're on they're in Facebook groups and they're on Instagram.
Instagram.
So exactly. So again, that's why it's so important to identify an audience to figure out who you want to serve, so you can start to identify where do they hang out online. Is it LinkedIn?
Right.
Is it Facebook groups, Instagram? Is it online communities, niche forums, online associations, even offline meetups? Where are they meeting up? Like if you wanted to go work with marketing agencies, you should have came to our event in POD Live in Tampa, Florida. There's 130 successful marketing agencies there, right? And you would go become a part of the industry now and make connections and friends. So you first have to figure out who the audience is. Then you need to identify where they are online and offline. And then that's when you can start the process. And then I know I kind of am anticipating what we're going to go into next, but I'll let you ask that question. So that's where I would say, and if anyone is unsure, we have a free Facebook group. I can maybe drop a link to that, or we can plug that later. Check that out. Ask us. We're more than glad to just give you a quick tip. Like, hey guys, my audience is this. Where can I find them? Now, I want to be very clear. There are some audiences, especially the ones that are hit up a lot, gyms, dentists, chiropractors, that are very, 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 very difficult to get in front of no matter what you do. I can talk about some strategies on how to get to them. We call this market infiltration, which is kind of where you go backdoor a little bit. Not anything unethical, but earning the, I'll kind of explain that in a minute. I don't want to get too far ahead, but that would be the answer. You need to understand who your audience is, and then you can go find those places online.
Absolutely. I will add the links in the show notes when the podcast is released.
Love it. Thank you.
Which brings me to the next question, which is, what's the best way to approach them? Once you find out your the ideal target audience, you don't want to sound spammy when you reach out to them, because probably they're getting a dozen other people reaching out to them in the same way. So what is the best way to approach them without sounding spammy?
All right. So you might not love the answer, but I will share some stuff with you. It's going to be the same thing. It greatly depends on the niche. If you're working in what we call the blue collar space, which is like kind of like construction, home improvement, like guys who are working out in the field, those people you need to be really, really direct with. People in the white collar space, like lawyers, doctors, you need to be a bit more casual, and you can't be as direct. I'm going to actually share, and you can drop this link too. This is one of my all-time favorite resources. It's my 5 LinkedIn outreach scripts. And frankly, they work on any platform, not just LinkedIn. I just happened to call it LinkedIn when I made this almost like I think a year ago. I've updated these a few times, but this is one of my most popular resources. So have a casual connection request. I'm not going to go through the connection request. We're talking about how to reach them. One of my favorites, so in industries where people like to network a lot, so like realtors and mortgage brokers, we have the support and refer angle. And this is basically approaching them with a mutually beneficial conversation of, hey, we're in the same space. Let's see how we can help each other. The open-ended question, this one is powerful, because when you can ask the right questions, now you're not making it about yourself, you're making it about them, and you're identifying a way you could possibly help them. I don't want to go too deep into this, but I'm going to actually, you guys are going to get some goodies here. You guys are getting some goodies.
It's like Christmas at the growth.
It really is. This stuff is super valuable. So this is how we set appointments from an open-ended question. The idea is you connect with them, then you ask a qualifying question like, hey, how long have you been in real estate for? Then they say, if they say like 2 weeks, you're like, whoa, you're not qualified. They say 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. Okay, maybe this person's probably qualified. Great. Now a pain question. Awesome. So where are you typically finding most of your clients? Oh, most of my clients come from referrals. Now you have, they're qualified, they have a pain because you know there's a better way than just referrals. Now you can extend an olive branch. Hey, would it be cool if I shared a couple ideas with you around how to get clients without referrals? Now you asked for permission to serve them, and they come back, say, sure, and you can do that. Can you see this, by the way? It says my screen sharing is paused.
Yes,
I'm sorry. I think I wasn't sharing the full screen. I guess that's okay. This is what I was trying to show you. This is that process. So qualifying, after you connect, qualifying question, pain question, ask to help. That's a big thing I think we do wrong as marketers. We assume they want our help instead of us asking for permission. So it's so subtle, but we were working with our clients on some of these open-ended questions the other day. And one of the questions was the client worked on is, hey, can I send you more local people that need roofs? We tweaked it very slightly because that's making an assumption that they need it, right? So instead, we tweaked it. It's so subtle, but it says, hey, do you need help getting more people that need roofs redone? So we asked for permission. Do you need help? Not, hey, can I send you? If you're making an assumption, it's like going into a doctor's office and they throw pills at you and say, take it, and they walk out, versus a doctor saying, hey, where does it hurt? Where's the pain? And then they prescribe you. That's what people want. They want to be prescribed. They do not want a one-size-fits-all solution. This is a great way to get them to open up about what their unique pain is. And I'm gonna, so that's it right there. Cool. Prospecting offer. This is like, I don't want to talk about this one. This one, a lot of people get wrong. I'm just gonna move past it. But then we have the community builder. This is my favorite. I actually invite them off of LinkedIn into a Facebook group where I then engage them with an open-ended question. Check this out. This is powerful shit. I'm gonna show you here. Kadira joined my group. I asked her an open-ended question. What's the number one focus in your business right now? She says, booking more meetings. I said, hey, would it be cool if I connected you with someone on our team who can give you more ideas about how to book meetings? She said, sure. I connected her with Alex, my business partner. He says, hey, thanks for reaching out. Asked her a couple qualifying questions. She answers. She books a call. Now she is a client. This was less than a 10-day process of joining the group, messaging her that. Now she's a client. I want to show you how powerful this is too. Now she's already in our groups, promoting us, and she's barely been a client for that long. Like this person right here. So Chris, shit, where was it? Might have been in my group. Anyways, she's already an advocate of our program, which is amazing. And then the fifth and final one, which I won't share my screen, is basically a research angle. This can work really well too to get people's guards down. And you're basically saying, hey, thanks for connecting with me. I see you're actually doing really well in the roofing space. I've actually got a project for roofers that I'd really love your feedback on. Would it be okay if I ask you a couple simple questions? And now you're playing to their ego, making them feel good. You don't have a pitch. You just have something that you're working on that now their interest is piqued. And all you're gonna do is ask them a few questions, get on a phone call, and now you have an opportunity to really learn your industry and still make an offer if it makes sense. Now, I'm gonna give you one hack before we move on to the next question. By the way, I'm just real quick, I know I told you I had to hop in a little bit, but I'm okay on time. We can go a little over, totally fine. If you're okay with that. We good on time?
You. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay, absolutely. Great. I wanna make sure I get all this content for you guys. So one of the most powerful offers we have is called the interview offer. A lot of people when they're prospecting, they want to go wide in terms of they just reach out to as many people as possible, mass message masses. It's okay if your messaging is on point and you're doing it the right way, but we also encourage you to be very surgical and specific. On a weekly basis, identify 5 people who could be a dream client, like a dream client that's you're not just gonna randomly stumble upon them on LinkedIn and then they're gonna connect with you. Like you need to go to them, find them on LinkedIn, seek them out, and then now reach out with what we call the interview offer. Exactly what you did to get my time. I'm a very, very busy guy. I don't normally just talk to people for a half hour, an hour, unless they're paying me money. I will, however, get on interviews because I know I need to promote myself and I love to help people. So when you can approach dream clients and dream referral sources with this interview offer, now you have a relationship with someone who you could now possibly see how you could support each other. It's powerful. And a great example of this, so Shopify, we have some e-commerce clients. Shopify Plus is a platform for only like premium people. You have to pay, you have to make a certain amount of money, make this stuff. I just Googled yesterday, what are the top retailers using Shopify Plus? Got a list, went on Google, typed in marketing as a title, threw in a couple of the business names. Now I've got a list of the top e-commerce clients that could be dream clients. I know are spending money and making money, and I know how to forge a relationship with. So powerful. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. It's my favorite. But it's like it's like going wide and specific at the same time. Because so many people it's like just doing the randomness and connecting, like it can work to a point, but you need to take your business and life by the horns and go to the people you want to serve and really work with, that's how you're going to scale and be successful.
The dream 100 list, right? The dream.
Yes,
a lot
exactly.
Of people call
But
it the
we
dream.
felt that was so overwhelming. We call it the Dream 5. And basically just rotates every week. Take an hour, identify people for 10, 15 minutes, take 45 minutes to reach out to them. So
Perfect. So you actually touched upon this point. So I'm going to ask the third question anyway. How can we automate client acquisition? With, we have so many tools that we have these days, like Apollo.io, Seamless.ai, and so many other, like Find That Lead, and there are so many automation tools out there. And also built with, so using a builtwith.com search, we can actually find out who are using certain technology to power their business, like Shopify or WooCommerce or MailChimp or whatever it is. So we have so many tools out there, and a lot of people are stuck, and so many people don't even know that they can automate this. But how would you recommend someone to go get started in this?
So this is a loaded question, because it's really going to depend on the price point of what you're selling and the trust you already have in your audience. I'm going to be really honest with everyone here listening. You can automate most of client acquisition up to a point. If you have a new offer, even if it's cheaper, like under 500 a month, like even a few $100 a month, it's very, very, very difficult, even once you've automatically started a relationship with someone, to get them to trust you enough to buy from you. We've been doing this for years. We got a big audience. Getting, like, our sales pages still only convert maybe 3 to 5%, but that's the industry average, right? Like, everyone who comes to see something isn't going to necessarily buy it. So you can automate LinkedIn. Great. I mean, it's powerful. There's tools out there, like you mentioned. You can automate LinkedIn. You can automate conversations. You can hire people to respond to the conversations, set appointments for you. But if you are this is a trick question I had you ask, because if you are unwilling to get on a phone call with someone and actually talk to them and sell them and build a relationship, you're going to fail. If you are sitting behind your computer thinking you can automate your client acquisition, especially for high-end services, even if you're trying to sell a course, but it's your first time selling it, you're going to need to go speak to people. You're going to need to validate it. And if you are unwilling to do that piece, you're going to fail straight up.
You cannot fail.
So you can automate conversation starting, connecting, that piece. You can hire people to do this for you. And ultimately, how you really, really automate it is you hire people to do it for you. You hire someone to handle your prospecting. You hire someone to handle your sales. But I'm going to be really straight up, because I see this happen way too often. If you're a new business owner, or you're even in the beginning stages and you want to scale, and you think you can go pay someone else a cut rate, like a cheaper rate, like less than even like under $1,000, $2,000 a month, which could be a lot for people. Even if you're paying that, you can't expect someone else to do something for your business that you can't do and show them how to do. Unless you can pay like $5,000 out of pocket to go get a sales ninja who does not need your help, you cannot expect to go hire some guy on commission to close deals for you if you can't even close deals yourself, because you don't know your audience, you don't know your offer. He or she won't either. So you have to be willing to make your own money and opportunities and engage with your audience, truly understand them. If you're just trying to be an outsider, this is so funny. I'm not gonna piss the world off by giving away my masterclass that I'm doing today, but I will show you one funny slide. This is what you look like when you come into industries and you don't actually want to help. You look like a crazy person. You're like, you want marketing services? Can you buy my shit? Like, no, you need to be like, look what happened. Okay, I'm gonna say the next slide, because the next slide's funny. You need to be part of the band. You need to be like, you need to know the march. You need to know how to play an instrument. You need to know how to dress right. You need like all the things. And now you're an insider. If you're an outsider trying to like make money on the side and not really give a shit or talk to the people you want to work with or understand their needs, you're gonna look like that crazy cannibal. Like, oh, give me your money. So, guys, hear these words, please. This has been powerful. I've thrown a lot at you here today, a lot of stuff I crammed into this session. So take it, run with it, and I'm here to support for anyone who needs additional help along the way.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for it. Actually, the last question, right? It's so important, because a lot of people try to automate things before even figuring it out completely or getting it right. So I have done this mistake several times in my business as well, trying to delegate things before even I master it, right? So you should start delegating things only after you have complete mastery, so that whatever objection that comes in that journey, you are equipped to answer,
Yeah.
to help your team to handle the
Yeah.
objection.
And I want to clarify here though too. I think the only exception to that is fulfillment. Like if you aren't good at Facebook ads, but the people you want to serve need Facebook ads, don't go invest the time and money to learn it. Hire a white label agency to help you do it. Where I'm really talking about is the sales piece.
Sales. Right.
Because even prospecting, for the most part, you could hire someone pretty cheap to get you conversations with people. Like it's not hard to do that necessarily, but the art of converting that conversation into an opportunity, crafting an irresistible offer is something you have to own. You have to.
Right. Absolutely. So, yeah, this is great. I mean, like I said, it's like Christmas all over again, at the Growth
Yeah, you got
Launchpad.
the script, you got the group link. So
Yes,
share that stuff, guys, and
absolutely.
join us.
Thank you. And how can the listeners and the viewers find you online? And probably also can tell us what book are you reading right now, or the book that has had a
Yeah. So
huge
you guys
impact.
go to prospectingondemand.com. And I'm on a bit of a financial kick lately, if I'm being honest. So I got Remit Centis. I will teach you to be
Of
rich.
course. Yes.
Finances is so boring to me. I'm just like make as much money as possible, and then you don't have to worry about that shit. That's how I kind of think. But I think it's powerful, and he really talks about it in a casual, fun way. So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what I'm reading. But if you want a recommendation for all y'all trying to scale, I don't even know what
The last time we
That's crazy. I'm 6'6", and I still have to jump to see the top of my bookshelf. I can't find that book. It's probably upstairs.
the last time we spoke, you were reading The Tools of the Titans.
Yes, I
Remember?
got that one up there.
Yeah. Great. I always like asking this question to entrepreneurs, because that's really amazing. Great. So we will find you on Prospecting on Demand.
I'm like a month or two plus with this book, so I've been bad. I only talked one chapter in, but I'm starting, man. Cool. Yeah, prospectingondemand.com. Appreciate you, my man. I got to hop here, but we will catch up soon, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Of course, man. Thank you.